Okay, so finding a rule, there's two ways that we'd be asked to do this. It'd be either in standard form or factored form. How would I know when to approach this with standard form versus factored form? It'd be the information provided. As in, if I was given a question where they gave me the vertex, no, the vertex and a point, well then automatically, freaking highlighter, automatically I would use this form, meaning y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. So if that's the case, where I'm going to be using that form, I now just put things into place. Now I've made all these guys negative just to show you what's going to happen in these instances. So h and k, that's going to be plus 2 squared. That's going to be negative 3. The x value is going to be negative 1. The a is the only thing I don't know, and the y will be negative 1. So at this stage of this question, the only thing that's missing, right, is that a right there. And that's what I'm trying to solve for. So what's the mathing part of this? It's just me kind of sort of reasoning my way into the A, and it's really just order of operations. So the first thing I would suggest, and I want you to do this every time. I mean, you're allowed to do whatever you want. I make suggestions, you make decisions, but do it this way or you're an idiot. Because this, and I say that only because this is where everyone makes a mistake. Get the negative 3 out of there first. Otherwise, you'll forget about it or you screw it up. Get that out of there first. So I'll be adding 3. So positive 2 is equal to a 1 squared. Okay. Now 1 squared, I don't really need to do a whole descriptor of that, but I'm still going to do it anyway. A 1 squared is just 1. And I also don't really need to do this as well, but I'm going to divide by 1, divide by 1. A would be equal to 2. Just in terms of procedure, that's kind of the process every single time. So in terms of the steps of this guy, okay, step 1 is basically just plug it in. Step 2 is move the k. And then step 3 is really just finish the order of operations. So we can write it out discretely though. Step 1, plug it in to the form. Step 2, move that k first. Okay. Step 3, square it. Step 4, divide. And that's basically it. You'll have it now. Square it and then divide. So, any questions on that guy? No? Then what about if I was given an x-intercept, another x-intercept, or if I was given z1, z2, and a point? Well, that means I'm using my actual factored form for this guy here. And I'm going to just like last time, plug in all the values that I have. So my first 0 is actually a 0, which is rare, but does happen. My second 0 is a 4. Okay, so I've used that. Okay, just to clarify as well, like the x-intercept is the 0. I'm just taking the number. What is x when y is 0? That is a 0. Okay, now let's input our actual x values. So the x, as you'll see in this guy here, was 2. I used that value of 2 in both spaces. A is what I don't know, y is 1. So in terms of this, the only thing missing now is a. This guy's almost easier to solve for because it's just going to be do my brackets first. Okay, so do my brackets first, and then a negative 4, divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. a will be equal to negative 0.25. Right? So all we have to do for this guy here is just plug it in. So I'll scroll back down in a second. 1, plug it in. 2, brackets. 3, multiply. 4, divide. Okay? And that's basically it in a nutshell. That is how we find both rules. Now I would actually, and just to clarify as well, once you get a is 2, what I want you to write as well at the bottom, y is equal to 2x plus 2 squared minus 3. That is the rule in full now. I can use that for other purposes. Additionally, next door to it, y is equal to negative 0.25, x minus 0, or you could just put the x by itself, but I'll put the 0 as a placeholder for this case. You wouldn't be wrong. Okay? X minus 4. So that would be the rule in factored form right there. So you didn't just find a is negative 0.25. You now have all three parameters necessary to say you have the rule.